Guys, please check your audio and video settings, please. Guys, please check your audio and video settings, please. Today we are going to discuss 100%. First of all, tell me different approaches of developing Spring applications. I think everyone has practiced yesterday mapping SQL queries as operations as subclasses. Yesterday we completed Spring JDBC. Today we are talking about what? Bhushan, if there is a need of executing query for multiple time, prefer mapping SQL queries as subclasses. Otherwise, you can stick to JDBC template. Yeah. Different approaches of developing Spring applications, guys. Yeah. Using different approaches of developing Spring applications. Yeah. Using XML driven configurations. B. Using XML plus annotation driven configuration. Using 100% code driven configurations. D. Using Spring Boot. Today I'm going to talk about Spring application development. Spring application development using 100% code driven configurations. Code driven configuration. Avoid XML completely. XML configurations completely. Okay. Take configuration class. Configuration class instead of configuration file, which is XML file. Take configuration class instead of configuration file. Everyone getting my point? Take configuration class instead of configuration file, guys. Take a configuration class instead of configuration file. Done. Next. Improves the readability. Everything is Java means what? Improves the readability of the code or not? Improves the readability of the code. Next. Parsing of XML file Okay, reading and processing XML content. Reading and processing of XML content, XML file content. Burden will be removed from the application. Burden will be removed from the application. Right, guys. Thumb rule. Thumb rule while developing 100% code-driven application. Spring application. Thumb rule means blind rule to remember, guys. Yeah. What is that thumb rule we have to follow? Point A. Okay. Take Java class as configuration class. Take Java class as configuration class having @configuration annotation. @configuration annotation. Okay. Right, guys. @configuration annotation. Configuration annotation is the extension of @component annotation internally. Yes, guys. Next, number 2. Configure configure predefined classes as Spring Beans. Using @bean methods of configuration class. Are you listening my statement, guys? We have to take one method, bean methods. Inside configuration class, you have to take bean methods, guys. Next, configure user-defined classes as the Spring Beans using stereotype annotation. What, guys? Stereotype annotation, and link them. What, guys? And link them with @configuration class. Link them with @configuration class using what, guys? Using @component scan. @component scan annotation. Which annotation, guys? @component scan annotation. Configure user-defined classes as Spring Beans using stereotype annotation and link them with @configuration class. Using earlier we used to have a tag context : component scan. Now in the place what has got @component scan annotation has come. Next, use annotation config application context class to create application context IOC container. These are the 4 points that you should remember as a thumb rule, guys. Thumb rule means whenever you want to develop application in 100% code driven approach, automatically this should strike into your brain. Automatically this should strike into your brain. Getting my point, guys? A, B, C, D. Total, how many things are there? 4 are there. What is that? No XML in to create IOC container, taking configuration class. Configuration class as the input class. Yeah, while creating IOC container, generally we pass XML file as input file, guys. But this time you have to take, configuration class as the input class, guys. Super. Shall we start doing work, guys? Let's move to our workspace. NTSP 714 Spring Boot, FS 613, NTSBM 615. This is our workspace. Yeah. I would like to develop this application right from the scratch level, though application is a bit old application. We have our wish message generator application now, boss. We have our wish message generator application. Yeah, we'll take that application and we'll try to develop it. Yes, boss. New Maven project. Say next. Maven hyphen. Or key type hyphen. Quick start. Say next. Okay. IOC pros. IOC pros. What's the last IOC pros, guys? 18. Okay. IOC pros 19, boss. IOC pros 19. IOC pros 19, guys. There, what should I write? IOC pros 19. Okay. 100p code. Okay. 100p code. Injection example. Dependency injection example. Dependency injection example. com.nt.test is the default package. And nowadays, no one is working with the date class. Everyone is preferring to work with what, guys? Local date time. Local date time or calendar class. Everyone remember that? Okay. Okay, 1 minute. That is not sounding good. It is looking a big number. Okay, 100p code means 100% code, guys. Done. Go to pom.xml for 100% code. While working with the core module, we don't need any special jars, boss. Regular jars are sufficient. Regular jars are sufficient, boss. Go to mvnrepository.com. Go to mvnrepository.com. Spring context support. This one main jar file is sufficient, boss. 5.3.12 came here. Right. Say paste. Done. 5 point. Here is my pom.xml, guys. Let me say Maven update. Let me say Maven update. Maven update. Update project done. Okay. I'm going to take this, guys, one predefined class. I want to take local date and time. So what is our example application, guys? Example application. So far we worked with the date class, which is a deprecated one. Now I am not interested to work with the date class, which is a deprecated one. Wish message generator. Wish message generator. What is this? Target class. Next, java.time dot local date time. Local date type dependent class. Yeah, this is user defined class, guys. This is predefined class. Okay. com.nt.beans was com.nt.beans. Let's see. New package com.nt.beans, guys. New package com.nt. No. We prefer taking config as the package. Config as the package. Array, so far XML CFGs I have taken, but this time I am taking config. Test package as usually there, let it be, guys. Right. Now listen. com.nt.beans, guys. I am developing target class. Wish message generator. Yes, wish message generator. Yes, how to make it as a target class, guys? Normal class, I want to make it as a target class. @component. @component WMG. Default scope is this one. See, most of the methods in date class are deprecated. That's why I'm preferring to take what, guys? That's why I'm preferring to take what? Okay, local date time calendar. These are the alternate classes for date class, guys. So let's take Java 8 onwards. This class is introduced, guys. So Java 8 onwards, this class is introduced. Let's use that. Local date time, guys. LDT. Local date time LDT. @auto. Array, I'm doing auto wiring on this one, guys. Okay, now I have to develop one business method. What is the business method? Public string generate wish message. String user. Public string generate wish message string user. Generate wish message string user. Are you listening my statement, boss? Right. Generate wish message string user, guys. Super, guys. Now listen carefully. String user. Yeah, get current hour of the day. Get current hour of the day. Into hour is equal to LDT dot get hour. LDT dot get hour. Are you listening my statement, guys? Yeah, I'm assuming LDT is going to have system date and time. From there, I'm going to get current hour of the day. 24 hours format, guys. Yes, tell me. If hour less than or equal to 12. If hour less than or equal to 12. Not less than or equal to. Okay. Now tell me what is that? Good morning plus user. Else if hour less than or equal to 16. Good afternoon plus user. Plus user. Else if hour less than 20. Okay, guys. What is next one? Good evening plus user. Else return good night plus user. Okay, good night plus user. Wish message generator, guys. That's it. This is my business method. Sir, that's really nice. What about, you can take date now. Most of the methods in date class are deprecated. That's why I'm trying to use the latest one. Nothing to worry. Okay, guys. Now tell me, predefined user-defined class is configured by using stereotype annotation. And you have to link that one with whom, guys? Okay. You have to link that one with what? Configuration class by using @component scan, guys. Configuration class by using @component scan class. Okay. Now let's see, guys. Class is equal to, see guys, if it is XML, we are taking application context.xml. But now let me here configuration class. So generally industry prefers class name as app config. It's not a fixed name, guys. It's a recommended name only. Is not a fixed name. It is a recommended name, guys. Are you with me, guys? Understanding my statement? @configuration. @configuration. Understanding? Okay. @configuration. @configuration. Now tell me how to link user-defined classes. If it is XML, we have context : component scan. Here we are having @component scan annotation. Base packages is equal to, you have to specify the name of the package. com.nt.beans is the package. Okay, now listen. What is the thumb rule says, guys? What is the thumb rule says? Take Java class as configuration class having @configuration annotation. Done. Next, configure predefined classes as Spring Beans using @bean methods of configuration class. Okay, right now our local date and time is a predefined class or user-defined class. Local date and time is a predefined class or user-defined class. Definitely predefined class, guys. So if it is predefined class, how to configure, guys? This is new. This is new. Please focus. You should only create the object, guys, and you should return the return value of the method. Okay, that object will be taken and will be treated as a Spring Bean, guys. Public, tell me, local date time, create LDT. Public local date time, create LDT. Super, guys. Now tell me, return local date time dot now off. There is a factory method inside the local date time class, guys, that returns local date time class object having system date and time. Having system date and time, it returns local date time class object. Having system date and time, it returns local date time class object, boss. Everyone getting my point here, guys? Okay. This returns date class object, local date time class object, guys, having system date and time. But how to make this object as Spring Bean? How to make this object as Spring Bean? To make this object as Spring Bean, at the rate bean. Name is equal to, if you want to give any bean ID, you can give the bean ID. What happens, guys? This method will be called automatically whenever this class is loaded and instantiated. Okay, this method is called automatically, guys. So in that process, whatever object that is written will become Spring Bean having bean ID LDT. Having bean ID LDT. Are you getting my point here, guys? This is a new process. Sir, you only creating object. Yeah, that's the one headache. You create object and return object. By taking returned object of this method, this will become Spring Bean, guys. Sys trace. Tell me, guys. Next, com.nt.test, guys. com.nt.test. Tell me here, what is this? $100p. Okay, otherwise, dependency injection test. If I don't specify bean name, what happened? Method name will be taken as the default bean ID. Method name will be taken as the default bean ID. Tell me, guys, dependency injection test. Here is the main method. Okay, everyone please focus. Yeah, what is the first rule? Take Java class as configuration class. Taken. Configure predefined class as Spring Beans using @bean method of configuration class. That is also done. Configure user-defined class as Spring Beans using stereotype annotation. Link them with configuration class using what? @component scan. Okay, that is also done, guys. That is also done. Last one, use application config, annotation config application context class to create application context IOC container, taking @configuration class as the input. Taking @configuration class as the input, guys. Tell me. Class path XML application context CTX is equal to class path XML application context, guys. com/nt/cfz/ application context.xml file. What .xml file, guys? Application context.xml file. Next, get Spring Bean class object. Get target Spring Bean class object, guys. Tell me. Which message generator is equal to ctx.getBean. ctx.getBean WMSG. Which message generator.class. Okay, so sorry, it's my mistake. It's my mistake. Yes, it should be annotation config application context, new annotation config application context. Here you have to pass configuration class, guys. App config.class. app config.class. I hope you got the clarity, guys. First time I am not passing XML as the Spring Bean configuration file. I am passing Java class as Spring Bean configuration file. Got it? I learn this one properly, boss. This is base knowledge for learning Spring Boot, guys. Right. Invoke the business methods. invoke the business methods. Okay. String message is equal to generator dot generate wish message Raja. Yes, guys. Generator dot generate message Raja. Sys out result is plus result. Okay, this time it is not result, it is message. Close container. CTX dot close. Done. End of the main method. End of the class. End of the main method. End of the class. Dependency injection test, guys. What test, guys? Dependency injection test. Okay, 1 minute. I will keep whether objects are injected or not to know whether wish message generator, guys. Systrace 0 param constructor. Zero param constructor. Nice, guys. Okay, go to app config class, guys. Here also, array @bean methods will be called automatically by loading and creating object for app config class. In that class, whatever @bean methods are there, they will be taken automatically. Yes, 0 param constructor. Zero param constructor. Yeah, let's see, guys. Dependency injection test. Let's run the application now. First of all, loading of configuration class and object creation takes place. Configuration class loaded, its object is created. Then target class object is created. Then dependent class object is created by calling @bean method. Later, injection takes place, guys. After injection, both objects are kept in internal memory of IOC container, internal cache, and we are accessing object and we are calling business method. That's why we are getting the result. That's why we are getting it. Am I calling @bean method manually? No. It is called automatically or not. You may say one thing. You may say one thing. Sir, you have taken @bean method bean as dependent to target bean. That's why @bean method executed automatically. If you are feeling so, guys, if you are feeling so, I am removing the link. Auto wiring link I am removing. In the client application also, I am stopped calling business method. Okay, now you observe. Now you observe. Both are now two independent beans. Okay, first target class object, then what? Dependent class object. Did you notice it? And what is the default? Now there is no link between. Now there is no link between target and dependent classes. Both are two independent classes, but still @bean methods are called automatically or not. If interviewer asks the question, okay, while working with 100% code given configuration, as part of pre-instantiation, whose objects will be created first? @bean method objects are okay. Stereotype annotation method objects are first. Okay. Component scan related Spring Bean class objects will be created. After that, @bean related Spring Bean class objects will be created. After that, @bean related Spring Bean class objects will be created. Sir, how did you prove that? I made there is no link between both. Then also, I have shown @bean method is called automatically. Understanding my statement? At the rate bean method is called, guys. Now I'm bringing link back, guys. As part of pre-instantiation, both are there. As part of pre-instantiation, both beans are created or not? Seriously, literally, both beans are created or not? I want reply, guys. See this? Wish message generator, this one. When link is there, they are created. When link is not there, they are created. That means pre-instantiation is happening on both beans or not? Because both are having singleton scope, guys. Because both are having singleton scope. Don't worry, I will give the flow, then you will get more clarity. So shall we concentrate on complete flow, guys? But one thing is clear. First, it is trying to do pre-instantiation on singleton scope beans that are there in the component scan specified path. Component scan specified path. Then it will try to do pre-instantiation on what? Spring beans that are there in what? Come on, guys. Okay. That are there in what? This one. Okay. Now listen. No, I don't want to see dependent being participating in pre-instantiation. All basics are common, guys. At the rate lazy. At the rate lazy. See, guys. Now dependent being. Sir still participated. Why, sir? Array, it is dependent to target now, boss. Suppose if I remove that link. If I remove that link, then what happens? Only target bean will participate in this. Only target bean will participate in pre-instantiation. Sir, I want to take this scope as what? Prototype. Scope as prototype. Here we can write scope. Array, whatever you can do, they can make it, boss. Dependency injection. Only on target bean pre-instantiation is done. Suppose if I keep the link to support pre-instantiation of target singleton scope bean, that prototype scope bean also will participate in pre-instantiation. It does not mean scope is changed to prototype. It does not mean scope is changed to singleton. Come on. It does not mean scope is changed to singleton. Okay. Are all fundamentals are same or not? Okay. Now let's keep good code, minimum code, and let's run the application. So now scope is prototype a singleton, that does not matter for us. Okay. This is the business method. Let's concentrate on flow of execution nicely, guys. Dependency injection test, guys. So we are getting business logic, boss. Right. Now let's go for flow part. Wish message generator, guys. Okay, guys. Target Spring Bean. Next, app config.class. Dependency injection test. This is the client application. This is client application. Right, guys? Now let's see in our style, flow of execution. Yeah, we run the application. Yeah, we run the application. Cool. IOC container is created. B. Right, boss. Okay. Array, app config is the configuration class alternate to Spring Bean configuration file. Please, guys, after listening Ramayana, entire Ramayana, don't ask me who is Sita. Look at this dirty fellow, Sri Rakesh Kumar. Either he joined lately or he is not listening class. What is app config? You have taken components class. Array, that is the configuration class, Ra Babu. Alternate to Spring Bean configuration file. Earlier, where we have written context colon component scan in XML file. Today we have to write where alternate to that file is what? Class. What class? Configuration class. Right, guys. Okay. Makes the class as configuration class. Right. Alternate to context colon component scan. Happy now? Context colon component scan. Can tags. Done, boss. Yeah, now listen. IOC container creation. Run now. Running the application, guys. Okay, main method executes IOC container creation, guys. IOC container creation. Yes. Takes the configuration class. Okay. Loads the configuration class. Configuration class. And creates the object. Loads the configuration class and creates the object. Nice, guys. Loads the configuration class. In this process, this class is loaded, object creation is done. It observes what is there, component to scan. Okay, D, component to scan. Goes to com.nt.beans package and searches. Is there any Spring Bean having stereotype annotation? Yes, there. What is the scope, guys? Singleton scope. So pre-instantiation takes place or not? Pre-instantiation takes place or not? Okay. Pre-instantiation of singleton scope bean. Singleton scope bean. Pre-instantiation of singleton scope bean. So ultimately what happened, guys? Wish message generator class object is created. Wish message generator class object. What is created, guys? WMG. What is this? Hash E. Hash E. Array, this is the actual step, that is the reflection. Now tell me, guys, array @ auto-wide related bean post processor takes place or not? @ auto-wide related bean post processor takes place or not? Yes, guys. G. Searches for Spring Bean. Come on, guys. Searches for Spring Bean whose type is local date time. Whose type is local date time. Is there any in the current package, guys? In com.nt.beans package, is there anything such? Not there. Okay. Is there any other packages here? They are also not there. So then it will start looking for configuration class @bean methods. Configuration class @bean methods. Are you understanding my statement? Is there any method whose return type is local date time? Is there any method whose return type is local? Okay. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. F. Searches for the method whose return type is local date time. Local date time. Searches for the method whose return type is local date time. Yeah. Array, @auto-wide is like wife. @auto-wide is like what? EFI, EFG, na? Numbers are wrong. Okay, first F. F. Okay. Here is G. Here is G. Okay. Array, after injection only objects are kept in internal cache, my dear. G, local date time. Now tell me here. Now tell me what happened. This method executes. This method executes. And whatever object is returned, that object will be made as what? GH. So here, because of that, local date and time object is created. Local date time class object. LDT. Tell me, guys, system date and time. System date and time. Everyone got the clarity, guys? Here, what is the property, guys? LDT is the property. LDT is the property. Array, we got a Spring Bean. Come on. Array, inside the configuration class, we configure predefined methods. Rakesh Kumar, I think you joined in the class very lately. First, agree your mistake. Then what's your question, guys? Inside the configuration file, predefined beans will be configured. Inside the configuration class, predefined what? Classes are configured. What is there in that? First, accept this class as alternate to Spring Bean configuration file. Stop thinking parallelly. First, listen what I am presenting. I am talking point one, you think point two parallelly. What's the use? You are not listening point one and you are not thinking point two properly. Last warning, Mr. Rakesh Kumar. After that, I will remove you from the meeting. First, listen what I am presenting, then think parallelly. In every batch, this is the problem with you. In the place of configuration file, we got configuration class. There we have configured predefined classes with bean tag. Here I am configuring predefined class with bean annotation. Okay. Fine, guys. This is hash H. Reflection of the activity. Hash H. Hash H. And then what happens, guys? Injection takes place. Injection takes place. Injection takes place, guys. Dependency injection. Dependency injection. Understanding my statement? How others are feeling about you, just see. Rakesh Kumar, people are irritating because of your questions. Throw him in garbage, he is disturbing the class. At least realize it. You're not only disturbing me, you are also disturbing neighbor students. Dependency injection, guys. Right, boss. This is I. Injection is done. This object is assigned to this object. Now, those objects will be kept in what? Internal cache of IOC container. This is internal cache of IOC container. Right. Configuration annotation is alternate to, this is not a normal class, this is a configuration class, guys. Inside that, predefined classes are configured using @bean methods. The object written by @bean method automatically becomes Spring Bean, guys. Right, boss. Now tell me here what is there. Come here. Right, boss. Now tell me here what is this. First of all, LDT. Local date time class object. Object reference. Next, WMG. Wish message generator class object reference. Yes. Tell me, guys. Spring Bean objects are kept. Spring Bean class objects are kept in internal cache. Super, guys. That is J. Then what? We call this method getBean method. All these are part of pre-instantiation. K, guys. It will come and search in the internal cache of IOC container. L question mark. Founder, not founder. L question mark. Founder, not founder. This is L question mark. Next. From there it will gather, guys. It will happily gather from this place. Next, this is my M. This is M. We got it. Next, N. We are invoking the business method. We are invoking the business method. We are invoking the business method, guys. We are invoking the business method. Nice. Okay, that business method executes. Whoa. That returns one or other business logic. P, according to date and time. P. Okay, that message comes. Q. This will execute R. And closing container, end of the application. I need not to talk about those things. I think, are you comfortable with the flow, guys? Once again, see the flow. We run the application A, B, IOC container creation, C, configuration class is loaded, object is created. Automatically it will happen, boss. You want practical proof, you run the application. First, what happened? Config class 0 param constructor is executed. Super, guys. Next, it will take component scan base package. Component scan base package. It goes to this package, guys. It goes to this package. Technically speaking, it goes to this package. Searches for Spring Beans. Searches for Spring Beans that are having singleton scope and stereotype annotation configuration. Yes, it found wish message generator. So take pre-instantiation of singleton scope bean, guys. Okay, Spring wish message generator class object is created having property LDT. Okay, now as part of bean post processing, it looks for @auto-void annotation. Yes, it looks for @auto-void annotation. Are you listening my statement? Yes. Okay, @auto-void is applied on what? LDT whose type is local date and time. LDT whose type is local date and time. Are you listening my statement, boss? Right, boss. Now tell me here. WMG auto-void LDT. It will go to same package again. In this package, is there any local date time class? Not there. Is there any other package here? Not there. Then it will come to what? @bean methods of configuration class, such as for a method whose return type is local date and time. Yes, found. Yes, found. Tell me, guys, executes the method. When you execute the method, you are getting local date time object, guys. Okay, that object creation is done. Okay, and all these are happening based on @auto-void. That's why auto-wiring based dependency injection is happening. Field injection is happening. I is field injection. Then J keeps both Spring Bean class objects in the internal cache of IOC container. Then with that, okay, container creation story is over. Pre-instantiation of singleton scope beans over. Next, K, we are calling ctx.getBean method. It will come. Is there any bean whose bean ID is WMG? Yes, there, guys. Yes, there. Takes it and returns here. LM. Okay. Calling the business method. Here is the business method execution. Here is the return value. It is using injected object, returning the business logic result and displaying the result. Easy, guys. Easy, guys. Come on. Please respond. Same as previous annotation one, but configuration class is extra. Okay. Right, guys. In 100% code driven configurations. The instantiation or pre-instantiation of singleton scope Spring Beans takes place as shown below. Singleton scope Spring Beans takes place as shown below. Okay, guys. Next. Instantiates all the instantiate all the singleton scope Spring Beans that are available with stereotype annotations in the packages that are placed in what is this @component scan annotation. Okay. And also completes injections on them. Also completes injections on them. Okay, guys. Next one, guys. Calls @bean methods of @configuration class in the configuration order and makes the returned objects as the Spring Beans. Returned objects as the Spring Beans. So first priority to @component scan beans, guys. Next priority to this one, and also complete injections on those beans. And also completes injections on those beans. Yes. Calls @bean method of @configuration class in the configuration order. Okay, boss. This will happen only on singleton scope beans, guys. Singleton scope Spring Beans. Yeah, if prototype scope is there, directly want to open, maybe indirectly it may happen. Cool, guys. Now listen. In XML driven configuration, if you don't give any Spring Bean ID, what is the default Bean ID, guys? What is the default Bean? Package name dot class name. Package name dot class name. Fully qualified class name. In annotation driven environment, what is the default Bean ID, guys? First letter lowercase, just class name, right? First letter, just class name. While working with @bean method, what is the default Bean ID, guys? Method name is the default Bean ID without parentheses. Are you sure, sir? Yes, I am sure. Check it out. Method name. @bean is taken. This time, let me try to get local date and time object directly. Let me try to get local date and time object directly. Tell me. Local date time is LDT is equal to tell me guys. CTX dot get bean. What is this? LDT local date time dot class. What dot class, guys? Local date time dot class. Sys out LDT. Sys out LDT, guys. Dependency injection test was. Dependency injection test. Oh, now LDT is not there. What is the default bean ID, my dear? Method name. What is that? Create LDT is the default bean ID. Create LDT. Create LDT is the default bean ID. Sure, sir. Yes, check it out. It will come, guys. It is holding current date and time, milliseconds, seconds, every information or not. Milliseconds, seconds, every information. Are you realizing that point, guys? Come on, come on. I think this point is registering your brain. Okay, guys. Approach default bean ID. Example. Approach default bean ID example. Let me give more width for example, guys. XML driven configurations. XML driven configuration. Default bean ID, guys. Fully qualified. Fully qualified. Spring bean class name. Class name. Okay. Fully qualified Spring bean class name. Example. In application context.xml. Okay. Bean ID. Bean ID. Come on, guys. Bean class. Java.time. Let us assume local date time. Local date time. Otherwise, who to take what is need of taking a lengthy one? We'll take simple one. Java.util.date. Java.util.date. Come on, guys. The default bean ID is java.util.date. What is the default bean ID, guys? Java.util.date, guys. Super. Super, guys. Next. In annotation driven configurations. Annotation driven configuration. That means while using stereotype, comma, Java config annotations. Stereotype, comma, Java config annotations. Are you getting my point, guys? Come on. Are you with me? Yeah. In annotation driven configuration, guys. Tell me, what is the default bean ID, guys? Class name. What is that? Spring bean class name having first letter in lowercase. First letter in lowercase. lowercase. First letter in lowercase. Tell me here how to do that work, guys. How to do that? How to fill that work? Yes. Tell me. In application context dot XML. In application context dot XML, guys. Tell me what is the story of that, guys? Oh, that is not application context. Sorry. We have to take one more thing. Package com.nt.beans. Here is what? Public class wish message generator. Wish message generator. Some code. Here is my @component WMG. Okay, sorry. @component only we have to give. Tell me, guys. No bean ID is given. Na? What is default bean ID? Default bean ID. Tell me what is the default bean ID, guys? Come on. com.nt. Not com dot, just W small letter, wish message generator. Wish message generator. I'll take class name perfectly, guys. Then you won't confuse. Public class wish message generator. Wish message generator, guys. Done. Here is the default bean ID, my dear. Here is the default bean ID, my dear. Done. Okay. Next. C. What is that, guys? C. Okay. In 100% code-driven configuration, comma, Spring Boot, while using, in Spring Boot also @bean methods will be there. While using @bean methods. Okay. @bean method name. @bean method name itself becomes default bean ID. Okay. Copy these, guys. Paste it, boss. Done. What is this? Default bean ID. Create LDT. What is that? Create LDT. Java.util.date. Yes. Oh, lots of people thinks that create these double quotes also part of bean ID. Sorry, double quotes I have kept only to highlight. It is not part of anything. I think you got the clarity here. I think you understood what is the difference between XML annotation approach and 100% code approach. In XML annotation approach, still XML is entertained to configure predefined classes as Spring Bean. In 100% code approach, no XML is entertained. Everything should be configured through Java statements. So as alternate to bean tag to configure predefined class, what is the annotation they have given? @bean method, @bean annotation they have given. This is applicable at what? Method level. Whenever this method is called automatically by IOC container on configuration class object, the returned object automatically becomes Spring Bean, having given name as the bean ID or method name as the default bean ID. I hope you practically felt it, guys. Tell me, is it really difficult to work with 100% code driven approach? Yes. After arrival of Spring Boot, 100% code driven approach no one is utilizing. Why? Because Spring Boot is also given on the top of what? 100% code driven approach plus extra facilities. More other benefits they have shown. That's why you don't need to worry much about 100% code driven configuration. Only for knowledge sake I talked. Our main focus should be on Spring Boot, and Spring Boot is extension of what? 100% code driven configuration. So tomorrow we will try to convert another 2 examples into, right? Another 2 examples into, another 2 examples into 100% code driven configuration. Later I will be launching Spring Boot for you people. Thank you. Have a nice time. But before I wind up the session, I must show one thing, guys. I must do one announcement. What is that announcement? You know, Naresh IT is conducting job guarantee program. For that one, you have to attend one screening test, guys. Today morning, free 100% job guarantee program. BE, BTech, MCA 2018, 19, 20 passed out. Only for Naresh IT student. Screening test 6. That means already 5 are completed. Today 6. Java, core Java, advanced Java, Oracle is sufficient. Next, UI technologies, .NET, Selenium. Did you notice? There is no Python. There is no data science. At least you realize there are no openings for fresher. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 years experienced people in Python domain. Is that clear? It is strictly 2018, 19, 20. That's it. Okay. Right. Congrats, guys. Those who already entered and going through program, training program, and giving interviews, definitely Naresh IT will take care of providing you a job for you. You don't bother about it. Okay. This criteria must match. This must match. Still not matched. Talk to admin. Admin will give the number of HR person. Okay, try to convince HR person. Then you may get a exceptional case entry. But basic criteria is this. Basic criteria is this. This is minimum. You have any exceptional criteria, talk to admin people. Okay. The people who have already completed 75% syllabus in the course must be applied. Okay. Test date 29th October, mode of exam, online and offline, both there. Okay, just scan it. You will get what? Link to apply for this. And it is only for Naresh Technology student. So that's why if any of your friends or juniors becoming crazy about Python, becoming crazy about data science, tell them they are good technologies, but not for freshers, not for what? Not for 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus candidate. They are for experienced people who are trying to upgrade their technology, .NET to something, Java to something, UI to something. After 7 and 8 years of working on Java, they will say, what else you know apart from Java? Then you have to bring Python data science into picture, not as an entry level profession, not as an entry level. Why Naresh IT is not offering? Simple reason. They know that if they conduct this kind of screening test for Python, they cannot place them in the market. Why? Because market is not that much bright on Python and data science. Okay, that's why whatever hype is there in Python is just a hype. Don't believe that fattiness. Okay, this is the real job market, guys. Right. As I said, around November 25th, our batch will be completed. Thank you. Have a nice time.